Hi there, I'm Laura, and I currently run a side hustle on Instagram, Etsy, and Facebook Marketplace, selling mostly vintage items online. I also have 2 booths and a vintage store nearby, and I vend at many in-person events throughout the year. Follow along with me in this video for a week worth of sourcing for all of the above. Alright, so first trip of the week on Monday afternoon. My husband and I go to Goodwill sometimes on his lunch break. And the first thing I'm going to pick up is this beaded serving utensil set. It was $2.99, and I decided to get it because on eBay there were similar sets that sold for $15 to $18. I did pick up this cute cat bird bath, but ended up not getting that. This was a cute glass red vase. It did have gold paint though that had worn away, so I decided to put that back. And this was a cute napkin holder. I've never seen one like that before. It was $3.99. I probably could have picked that up to put it in our booth, but I decided to put it back. I come across a cart with new items. I'm still a little nervous about wearing my camera, so I'm going to let the Goodwill employee pass. And the first thing I'm going to pull out of here is a decorative gold bird cage. I think I paid $6.99 for it, and I already have it listed on my Instagram for I think $20. I haven't sold it yet, and I figure if I don't sell it the next couple weeks, I'll probably take it to my booth. I do tend to always forget to grab a cart when I walk in, so I'm going to head back up front. I guess I grabbed a few things along the way. The stained glass rooster lamp, I think I paid $6.99 for it, and I think that I can get about $35 for that online, so I picked that up. My husband found this really cool handmade book holder. I did already put some books in it, and it looks pretty cool. I might take that to my booth to display some books that we have for sale. And then my husband told me to come check out this globe that I missed. It's really cool. It has a brass stand. It has stones, gemstones, I think, inlaid into it for the countries. Not really sure why I think about it that hard, because I picked it up. It was $14.99, and I sold it the next day on my Instagram for $80. I'm gonna check out the clothes. I do sell some clothes on Etsy and Facebook Marketplace, but one of my booths is a clothing booth, so I'm always kind of looking for things to put up in my clothing booth. If it were winter, I probably would have picked up that sweater. In my booth, vintage sweaters tend to do well. Now I am gonna grab this sweater. It's a cat sweater, can't go wrong with that. And it seems like anything cat related that I get that's vintage is always gonna turn into a sale pretty quickly. Same thing, if it were winter, I probably would have picked up the sweater, but now that we're heading into spring and summer, I'm gonna put that back. So this is the next day. I work on Tuesdays, and I do work about 5 minutes away from this Goodwill, so I run in on my lunch break, and I find this hand-painted glass candlestick holder. It was really cute. It had this matching bowl. Didn't really understand the purpose of the bowl. I ended up not getting either. Maybe if the candlestick was a set, I probably would have picked those up, but just decided not to. I am going to grab this. I think it would make a pretty cute blanket holder. And I do sell blankets in my booth, so I might end up taking that in eventually when I find a blanket for it, to sell it and also to use it to display a blanket. I'm going to pick this basket up for my daughter's Easter basket. We have an Easter basket, but this one's big and vintage and cute. So I'm going to bring that home with me for $2.99. And the last thing I'm going to pick up in this store is this denim shirt. Had cute little accents on it, and I'm going to probably end up putting that in my booth. This was the same Goodwill that we were at yesterday. This is also about 5 minutes from my work, so I decided to run in here real quick. I think I had about 30 minutes until I had to be back at work. So I'm going to check out the new cart. There are some cute little ceramic bunnies. I thought about putting it in our booth since we're so close to Easter, but we currently have some Easter-related items there that haven't sold yet, so I just decided to leave those there. On the bottom shelf, there's this faux wood, I think it's Learner, desk organizer. It was $6.99. If it were like 4 or 5 years ago, I probably would have picked that up. But here recently I've had those and they just don't sell as quickly as they used to. This cute little swan, like I imagined it being a planter, was cute, but it had chips on the flower, so I left that there. Just seeing similar items as I saw yesterday, so don't really pick anything additional up here. I am going to pick up this vintage gardening book. My next in-person event is going to be in May, and it's put on by a group called Gem City Gardening Gals. And so recently I've been thinking anything vintage and garden related I'm going to pick up for that event. So I'm going to grab that. This caught my eye. It was a granny square throw blanket. I didn't grab this, and looking at it now, I probably should have. But just at the time, I kind of thought the colors were a little weird and just decided not to get it. I think it was like $7.99. And then the last thing, I'm going to pick up this David Attenborough book. I take covers off because I like to display books on my shelf without the covers. And we're fans of David Attenborough in our house, so I'm going to grab that. This is the next day in the same Goodwill. After work, I run in here and I'm going to pick up this wicker, I imagine it being like a plant holder. I'm going to pick this up either for myself or to sell at that Gem City Gardening Gals event. And then I find this cute little metal watering can. I'm going to pick that up for myself also. Just kind of keep it as an indoor plant watering can. And that's it for that day. So this is Thursday, and I typically have Thursday off from my normal job. I do have to run down to my booth to drop off and pick up a couple things today, so I decided along the way I'm going to stop at every thrift store I can, heading down to my booth. So I'm going to head into this Goodwill, and this is actually going to be a really good stop for me. Sometimes this Goodwill's pretty overpriced, I think, and I don't always have good luck here, but I decided to give it a try today. I'm actually going to remember to grab a cart this time. And one of the first things I come across is this really nice chest bench thing. And in my head, I'm like, this is already coming home with me. I really like the top of it. It's cute. I open it up and find that it's a Lane cedar chest. And I'm already thinking I'm going to buy this until I check out the price. And it's $499. So that's going to stay right there. This was a cute glass floral container. The rubber stopper wasn't in great condition, and it was $5.99, so I decided to leave that there. I think there were multiple of these. They were like gold angel candlestick holders. They were $5.99, I think, each, and just out of season, so I decided to leave those there. I am going to pick up this blue pedestal like stand. We have a blue section in our booth, and I decided to pick this up for that little section in our booth. It was $4.99. I didn't really look it up. I just thought it was cute and it would match that section of our booth, so I grabbed that. This is a cute little container with a candle in it. I don't recall how much that was, but I leave that there. I am going to pick up this brass-footed planter. It was $4.99, and I figure if it doesn't sell in the next couple months, I'll end up taking it to that Gem City Gardening Gals event. This little stone like goose or swan caught my attention. It was super cute, but it was $7.99, and it seemed more modern, so I ended up leaving that there. I am going to grab this brass golf envelope desk organizer. It was $6.99, but I figured it would be good for Father's Day, and I think we had some success with some Father's Day items in our booth last year, so I ended up picking this up for that reason. This was a cute handmade rectangular like trinket box. Seemed to me like a elementary middle school art project, but I just thought it was cute and well made. So, and it didn't have a price on it, so I put it in my cart. I asked about it when I got up to check out, and they initially said $7.99, and I thought, no, I think I'll pass on it for that. And then she ended up offering it to me for, I think, like $3 or $4.99. I ended up getting it. I'm not sure if it was a good choice, but I thought it would be good for a booth item, so I ended up grabbing that. I did pick up this little swan. It was $1.99, and I'm kind of into currently making like match holders and putting a striker on the bottom, so I decided to pick that up for that reason. I'm going to grab also this brass planter for $3.99. Same thing, if it doesn't sell before May, I'm going to take it to the Gem City Gardening Gals event. I thought about grabbing this. I thought it would be cute to put a little pot in to like lift up a plant, but the base of it was loose and it didn't seem to be tightening, so I ended up putting that back. I think it was $3.99. I'm gonna grab this. It was $7.99, but for some reason it just spoke to me, so I'm gonna put that in the cart. This gold plate, like wall decor, kind of caught my eye. It was pretty, but it was $9.99 and it seemed more modern, so I ended up leaving that there. There was a pretty enamel vintage pot, but the lid had some imperfections and the inside wasn't in great condition, so I don't remember the price on that, but I ended up just leaving that there. I always look through the seasonal aisle, mostly looking for vintage Christmas items for the next season. And this time, I don't really find too much. I do spend way too long trying to open up this box that looks like it should hold a lamp, like a candle holder lamp. And what I find that inside this box, the base is there, but the shade is missing, so I do not end up getting this. I always look through the picture frame section. I do well selling like vintage gold frames or unique frames. That dried flower frame had some imperfections, so I didn't end up getting that. This bird frame was super cute, but it had several chips, so I leave that as well. This brass heart frame had lots of scratches, otherwise I would have taken that with me. And then this one was super cute, but it was missing a little pearl accent, so leave that there also. I do end up taking this. It was like a wood collage frame. After looking that up, I'm going to put that back, but I do come back for that. On eBay, it sold for like $25 or so I'm going to take that. This one was a little hard to turn, so I didn't end up getting that. And then these are the gold frames that I tend to sell pretty well. This one, though, was cracked, so I'm going to leave that there. This cute print in a gold frame caught my eye. I did recently have one. It was much larger and I think a cuter print, a better frame. I did recently have one and sell it for about $18 locally on my Instagram. I did put this back. It was $2.99 and I feel like it wasn't as cute as the other one that I had. But I did pick it up, considering I did sell the other one very quickly, but I ended up putting that back. This is a duck that caught my eye. On the bottom it's stamped Ethan Allen. It is $9.99. It's kind of distressed looking, which in my opinion kind of adds to its character. I do end up getting this. There was one that was in perfect condition, just listed on eBay, not sold, but listed for like $100 and something. I don't expect that I'll get that out of this duck, but you know, if I got $40, $50 out of it, I'd be happy, so I am going to get that. This stair trinket shelf, I've had them before. They tend to do really well. Here's some comps on eBay. I found two, so I'm going to get both of those. They were $6.99 each. I am going to pick up these frames too. They're vintage. There's some comps. They were $1.99 each. They tend to sell on eBay for $15 to $18 each. And so I'm going to get all of those. This was a really cute stool. It definitely would have come with me, but unfortunately one of the legs seemed to be broken. It was loose, and it wasn't something that could just be tightened. It kind of seemed like something was missing from it. So I do leave that, but it was very cute, and looking back, I might have ended up taking that home with me and bringing it home just to use it like as a plant stand or something, but I do leave that. This basket set would have been like a cute plant holder, but in my opinion, they were a little pricey. The biggest one was $6.99. The smallest one, I think, was like $3 or $4.99. So it would have been quite a bit for all three of them, and they weren't in great condition. They had some unraveling in some areas. I'm gonna grab these. They're colorful and they were cute. It was a set. Inside this small one, there was this blue like candle holder that I found inside. I did point that out to the cashier when I was checking out, and she said that it was included if it was inside, so I do take that for that reason. I think the set was $4.99. I'm gonna cruise down the clothes here. That teddy bear vest might have been something to grab to sell online, but I ended up not. I end up not getting any clothes from here. And that's all for the stop. Here we are at the next stop, another Goodwill. I don't end up leaving here with anything. I do take some time to look at this wall fan. I don't end up getting it. If it were several years ago, this was a pretty popular item. I have a couple out in my barn currently that I just haven't taken the time to list, mostly because they're just not as popular as they were before. The next stop that I make is St. Vincent de Paul City Thrift in Dayton. This one's a hit or miss for me. Sometimes I find a lot of cool things at a good price, and sometimes I find nothing. I do head in here though, and grab the last card available. And the first thing I come across are these Christmas plates. I've had the mugs in this before, which is why they caught my eye. I walk away from them and look them up later, and I should have grabbed them, but I did just forget to go back and pick them up, so I don't end up getting those. I do pick up this cute little chipmunk painting. It has mushrooms and butterflies, which are always, a good seller, either one of those. And I thought it was cute, so I grabbed that. This wood stand was cute. It was very unique and maybe even homemade. It was $25, and I thought about picking that up to sell in our booth. I ended up leaving it, but it was very unique, which is why I spent quite a while looking at it. The next stop I make is in the historic Oregon district, and there's a Goodwill here. I'm gonna head on in here and grab a cart. And the first thing that I come across here is this cute little cherub pedestal dish. There's comps on eBay for about $20, so I'm gonna grab that. That might end up going into our booth. It kind of matches our booth vibes. I do check out this elephant plant stand. It was really cute. It was $25 though, so I end up leaving that. I do grab this little orange vase. My clothing booth is kind of more like retro vibes, so I picked that up for up there. I'm gonna grab this hand-painted wooden candlestick holder. I wish it was a set, but it was really cute, so I ended up just grabbing that one. I think it was $3.99 maybe. That was a cute little set, but I ended up leaving that and just putting them all in one spot. This was a cute little vegetable kitchen wall decor set. I'm gonna grab that. I do pick up this bunny planter. I'm heading to my booth at the next stop, and I'm gonna price that and leave that today, hoping that it sells for Easter. Also, this bunny picture frame, same thing. I'm gonna grab that and price that right away and leave that in our booth. Another cherub planter, I guess we'd say, similar to the first thing I found. I'm gonna grab that also. I do pick this up. I think it's a candle holder. It's made out of some sort of stone. It's really cute, so I'm gonna grab that. I think it was $3.99. I do think about getting this kind of like as a planter. Everything's a planter in my eye. I don't end up getting that. I think it was $7.99 or something like that. Now this, I'm regretting leaving behind. I do leave this. After Google lensing it, it's like a Mexican pottery like fruit dish. There's a couple comps there. It was $15. It was very heavy, very large, so I just end up deciding to leave that. Here's my next stop, another Goodwill. I'm gonna end up leaving that there. I don't think it was brass. If it were, I would have picked it up. It was only 99 cents. I am gonna grab these blue candlestick holders. They were also 99 cents each. I am gonna pick up this bird set. They were a little distressed, not in perfect condition, but I thought they were still really cute, and they were only 99 cents each, so I'm gonna grab those. I'm also gonna grab the cactus set. I'm gonna take those to the Gem City Gardening Gals event. I'm also definitely gonna pick up this bookend set. They were $1.99 each. After Google lensing them, they were Art Deco style, like from the 1900s, and there was a comp there on eBay for $125. The best offer was accepted, but for $1.99 each, I'm gonna pick those up. I pick up this thinking it would be a cute little like recipe book holder for the kitchen, maybe even for myself, so I'm gonna pick that up. It was $2.99. And this bird wall pocket was, I believe, $2.99. I am going to take that to sell either on Instagram, Etsy, or take to the Gem City Gardening Gals event. This wall pocket was cute, but it had some scuffs on it, and I just decided to leave that there. I am going to pick up this little pitcher. It was 99 cents, and I'm going to put it in our booth with like a little floral stem in it, and that kind of stuff tends to sell well for us. I almost missed these. These were near the other bookends that I picked up. They were 99 cents each. They're the Thinker bookends, and I'm definitely going to grab those. They were very heavy. Here's my last stop for the day, Valley Thrift in Dayton. I find a few things in here. I don't end up grabbing this, but I saw this and thought it would be a cute, pen holder for my desk. I ended up not getting that. These baskets were cute, but unfortunately they had artificial flowers hot glued to them, so I don't end up grabbing these. I'm gonna grab this smiley face planter. It was $2.99. Kind of matches my clothing booth vibes, so I'm gonna grab it for that. This was a cute wooden goose shelf sitter. I'm gonna grab that. I think it was $2.99. He's just cute, so I'm gonna put him in the cart. Pick up this planter for, again, the Gym City Gardening Gals event. I am going to pick this up. It's a cute pottery vase with some faux greenery in it. I'm going to get them not to sell together. I think I'm gonna take the greenery out, and we're always looking for that kind of stuff for our booth to put in things. But I'm gonna grab this to sell the vase separately and use the greenery for something else. I am gonna pick up this floral framed painting. I think it was like $3 or $4.99. So I'm gonna grab that. This plate was really cute. I ended up not grabbing that or really doing any research on it, but I just thought it was cute. And then I am gonna pick up this cactus print. Again, thinking for the Gym City Gardening Gals event that I'm doing. It was $1.99. I thought about picking up this butterfly lamp, probably for the booth. It was modern, but it was cute. It didn't have a bulb in it, so I was unable to test it, and for that reason I ended up not grabbing it. The next day I head to one of my favorite antique malls. It's Brick Road Antiques and Bistro. They have a cute little cafe that serves food and coffee on one side and then an antique mall on the other side. I have a few booths in here that are my favorites. This brass 4-leaf clover caught my eye, but it was, I believe, $40, so I ended up leaving that. These bookends were very cute. They were wooden gnomes. I believe they were also in the $40 range, so I ended up leaving those. This set was interesting. I believe it's a glass napkin ring holder that has an opening for a stem, like a floral stem, like similar to what they have displayed here. I think it was $16 for the set of 4. I don't have a use for them, but they were cute. I have a thing for vintage recipe books, so I took a minute to look at this. I currently have some vintage recipe books displayed in my kitchen. Still haven't made anything from them, but I do like to look at the recipes in these books. I almost bought this butterfly coaster and tray set. It was only $14. I've had similar sets that I've sold for like $25, so I was thinking of bringing this to my next in-person event, but the butterfly on the tray wasn't in great condition, so I ended up leaving that. These were some pink lamps. They were marked down to, I think, $15 for the set. And I ended up grabbing these. I'm gonna try to sell those either on my Instagram or Etsy. I just thought they were cute and unique and could go for much more than $15. I put that back, but I am gonna get that witch hazel bottle. This monarch butterfly gourd vase was super cute. I picked this up also, again, thinking for the Gem City Gardening Gals event. This is one of my favorite booths. This is C Sharp Shop. She also has a store across the street from this antique mall. It has limited hours, so I have yet to make it in there, but it's one of my favorite booths in here. This is still the C Sharp Shop booth, and I'm gonna pick this up. It's a framed floral painting. It was only $10. This is another one of my favorite booths. It's a vintage book booth, and most of the books are $3 to $5. There's some really interesting, cool books. I mostly buy them for decorative purposes. But my daughter, when she's in here, they have a kids section, and the kids section is like $1 each per book. We have left with a lot of books from here. I'm gonna grab these candle holders. They were $5 or $6 for the set. The next stop is a Goodwill near that antique mall. And I'm gonna head in here, I'll find a few things. This wasn't a complete set. It was a wooden, like, encyclopedia book coaster set. I do leave this because it wasn't complete, but it would have been cute if it was. I do end up leaving this, but they caught my eye. It was like a wooden ship print, but both of the images weren't in great condition. They were only $1.99 each, but I end up leaving them there due to their condition. This was a cute vintage comforter. I believe it was a twin size. I maybe could have gotten that and sold it online, but I decided just to leave it. I'm gonna grab this mirrored tray. It was $3.99. And then I am gonna grab this vintage bird dish. It was marked Japan on the bottom, and it was $2.99. And then the last stop for the day was the Habitat for Humanity Restore. It's right down the street from the Goodwill we were just at. I'm gonna pick up this floral planter. It was like $1 or $2. Again, for the Gem City Gardening Gals event, I'm looking for planters and things like that. I'm gonna pick up this tiered wooden shelf. It was only $4. And then the last thing I'm gonna grab here is the statue here on the top shelf. It was only $10. It does have some scuffs on it that I'm going to try to clean up, but definitely a good find for only $10. And then the last stop that I make for the week is on Saturday. After we take a family hike, we go to the Goodwill down the street. I do pick up this mirror. It kind of matches the vibes that we have going on in our basement, and it's already hanging up down there. It was $4.99. I am going to pick up this brass box. It was $1.99, and those type of things tend to do well for me at my booth or at in-person events, and I think it's going to clean up well. I do pick this glass box up. It was more modern. It, I believe, was $6.99, and after doing some research on it, I am going to put it in my cart, but I'm going to end up putting it back on the shelf before I leave. This decorative coffee grinder was cute. It was $9.99 though, so I do end up leaving that there. Pick up this hand-painted planter. It was $3.99. And this is Anna Banana. She hates going to thrift stores, but she usually ends up leaving with toys that we don't need. And the last thing I'm gonna pick up from this store is this vintage glass Bengals mug. For us, it was $2.99.